cage of honor, Zach Carlyle.
But we've seen Zach fight.
Definitely seen Zach the Reaper Carlyle. Everybody's about to see him right now, making his way down to the cage. Zach's 27 years old, stands 5'10" and 156 pounds.
I hate to correct you, but he's actually walking into the lock-in zone.
Oh, yeah. Before the cage, we have to hit the lock-in zone. Shout out to our sponsors.
Security Locksmith. Yep, absolutely.
Got to keep these fighters greased up and safe.
Absolutely.
And locked in. He's fighting out of Dark Horse MMA. His main training partners are Leroy Davis, who we'll see later tonight, and Colton Rogers, who we saw earlier tonight. His fighting style is a brawler. I love that. I love that.
Those are always fun.
He's been training for 3 years. His MMA record is 3-4. He believes timing, accuracy, and speed will win in this fight, reminiscent of a young Conor McGregor. He thinks his opponent's pretty small, coming up a weight class, but he's competent in all areas. He still believes his size and speed will be a huge factor in winning in this fight. His favorite fighters are Justin Gaethje and Khamzat Chimaev.
Nice.
Khamzat Chimaev, what a freak of nature.
Also very good on the Scrabble board.
Zach certainly locked in up there in our locked in.
Zach had a rough loss his last time out, and he had to take a little emotional journey, which we all do when we get a loss. He seems like, I talked to him before the fight, it seems like his head's in the right spot. He feels great, so we'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Cage of Honor lightweight division. Brought to you tonight by Cape Electrical Supply and Farrell Excavating. Ladies and gentlemen, now introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. This jiu-jitsu specialist stands 5'7", weight in 155 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 4 wins, 3 defeats. Representing Glory MMA and fighting out of Mountain Grove, Missouri, Edward Michel. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, is a brawler standing 5'10", weight in 156.2 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 3 wins, 4 defeats. Representing Dark Horse MMA and fighting out of East Prairie, Missouri, Zach the Reaper Carlyle. Your referee, Tim Francis.
So I do want to say something about Zach. So obviously, as you guys know, I am very vocal. Obviously, when I commentate, and I do sometimes I say things that I see that I don't like, and I get sometimes I get backlash because people get mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good bum march right off the bat.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah. But Zach's one of the people that's reached out to me, and he listens to our commentary and takes notes, and he actually asks advice. And I love that because that's really what we're here for, to help them grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't mean any malice when I say something about negative. I'm just hoping that maybe they'll catch it and, train and get better.
And that's the other hard part about what we do is we're the outside perspective. Sometimes we're suggesting they're just trying to save themselves from getting hurt, and in reality they're shooting for a real submission in their eyes.
But we're paid for our opinions, and unfortunately sometimes it does upset people. So.
Well, Michel got out here right away. It was actually Zach came out firing, but it turned over in Michel's favor.
Yeah, Michel's got him up against in the cage, but Carlyle could use the feet in the cage to push out. Francis is warning Michel about something.
Making sure he wasn't hitting him behind the ear there, or behind the back of the head.
Michel watching his corner again. You talked about earlier. That's always good when you can see they're aware they're not in. Lost them. Oh, nice reversal!
Beautiful from the Reaper here, and he gets it back to the feet where he wants it.
Michel right back on him though. Yeah,
turn it around.
Trying
to have that ankle pick.
Yep,
beautiful.
Yep.
I think after those 2 back-to-back takedowns right there, Zach's going to be looking to stay on his feet this time.
I agree with that.
I believe last time we saw Michel here in Cape Girardeau, he was fighting Ethan Ray for a belt.
That makes sense.
So this is a former title contender Zach finds himself with here.
Yeah. Well, Zach also a former title contender as well, I believe, right? Or was that for number 1?
No,
that was for the number 1. That was for the number 1 contendership. My mistake. That's right, because Luke was fighting for it tonight.
If his hand goes back in, trap it. Nice.
So The only problem I'm having here is so Zach's keeping his guard closed, which you know it's hard to get off any offense when you're doing that. There you go. There you going for that armbar. Notice he didn't have it, went back. I was going to say, when Michel stood up, Zach could have possibly thrown up an armbar and tried to scramble and get out.
That's something that Michel's doing better right away that we saw Carter kind of adapt right in the middle of the fight. As he is keeping his feet away from the cage. He's doing the best he can to keep him rotated so that he can just smash him against the wall.
Michel's also doing a good job of thrusting those hips in to make sure there's no space. Because you usually need space to get off a submission.
And Michel's my type. I actually like the standing sprawl. I like it. I can choose to sit down if I want to.
I like it too, is I'll rip your knee off.
Honestly, I think if Zach would go more towards the cage, he's had a couple of opportunities when he got a foot on there. He's just not pushing over the whole way.
Yeah. Oh, good sportsmanship there. Yeah, Michel. I wouldn't say he dominated, but he definitely he controlled that first round very well.
Yeah, I actually don't think Zach took a lot of damage.
No. No, I think Zach.
On to the second round here in this fourth bout.
Did a good job.
Brought to you once again by Cape Electrical Supply.
Michel just stayed on where he
excavating.
lost the ball. Oh, nice reversal.
Beautiful from the Reaper here, and he gets it.
He might be stronger because he came down to 55. He used to fight 170, and then Michel's coming up, so that could have been some strength difference there as well.
What he can't do, again, is just put his back to the cage. I want to see Zach just try to get to the center of the octagon, well, the center of the cage at the start of this and stay there.
Yes. So Michel's breathing heavy, but it looks like he might be just doing a breathing exercise. But we'll see how he stands up and comes out. He did work, so.
Holding a guy like Zach Carlyle down is not easy.
No, he is strong. You can tell he's wiry.
Yeah, Zach's. He's in good shape. He's ready to go. Great endurance.
He's got that CrossFit built.
He does. He does.
He's not bulky, but he's still muscular. That strong grip.
Very lean.
Not coming out nearly as strong this time. Going to keep his range, get a good feel. Boom, Michel right back onto the inside.
Yeah, he
like
landed
Zach
a nice
almost
right
fell
there, too.
So you got your southpaw against the righty. What Zach needs to do is when Michel goes in there, just fire your power. Fire that left hand down the pipe. I guarantee you, he hits one of those, Michel's probably not going to rush in anymore.
I like to see him shrimp against the cage a little better, too. That's why I keep getting his ankle picked. That's going to be a 100% takedown when you bring your legs together.
Absolutely. Yeah, you kind of have to sit and spread.
And then again, closing that guard up makes it harder for him to get out.
Yeah, it's one of those where you gotta weigh your defense with your ability to either throw offense or get out. And there he goes. Now he's opening up.
Every time it looks like Michel stacks and he feels that pressure, he feels forced to close it.
I think I'd be more comfortable with, because the way, like you're saying, he's doing the standing sprawl. I feel like if your guard was open, you'd have a better shot with the standing sprawl because the arms are there, or you
get
can
your
roll.
foot on the inside of the hip more easily.
Yeah, you could even kick. You're right. You could kick him down to a sweep. Yeah, 100%. Look at you. Good call, Colton. I didn't even think about that. Look at you go.
Zach's put in a little bit of work here from the bottom of the, still getting some strikes off.
He's got a Z guard in, but it's not proper.
There he goes.
Yeah, there he goes. Okay. I was like, he had to be careful.
Honestly, Michel was stepping over there, but he gave up a foot on the inside of the hip. I just think a little bit more explosive action there from Zach could get him off the ground. Same as what I was saying earlier when he was getting a foot against the cage.
Well, and his Z guard too was a little loose. He didn't have it tight or enough in the sternum area. That was a good pass by Michel though there a second ago.
Yeah, and he's got his leg trapped.
Yeah, Zach's not in a good spot right here. He does not want to say. He does not want to do that. That's not Darce. That's Ezekiel all day. He needs to let that go. Yep, there he goes. See,
there he is.
Yep, there he goes.
And he's stepping over the other side of the body.
Oh.
Zach needs to get up. He needs to get that cage. He needs to get to that cage. He's gonna go to the side.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Dominant performance by Michel.
Yep. Grapplers are having a good night tonight.
Good night from the grapplers. Yes, sir.
That was a good outing, though. It came up a weight class.
Check out Ezekiel all day. Normally this would be frowned upon.
Yep, there you go.
Because he's jumping towards the cage. But
and
Zach didn't
and
really
he's stepping
do
on
a
the
lot to
outside of the
stop him.
body.
Like, he didn't. Zach needs to get up. He needs to get that cage. He needs to get that cage. Climb over.
And I didn't think he'd get it with his leg on the inside like that. I thought he was going to have to go one more step over and lay down.
What you noticed there, did you see how he turned sideways? You remember earlier when I said you adjust your arms sometimes if you don't have a proper hold? That's what he did right there.
Put your arms where you're
he
not
moved
supposed
He moved
to.
his arms.
Yeah.
Yep,
He sure did say that.
Yep. So he replaced where his body should have been with his arms. And that's higher level grapplers will do that. Because honestly, people are built different. So sometimes you have to do that. You could have a lanky guy that just you can't get off, or you get a big guy that you can't lock. So yeah,
that would be my issue. A guy I literally couldn't get my arms around.
Yeah, you'd have to adjust exactly. But little guys are hard too because sometimes it's hard to close that space because they're so small. So yeah, so. But yeah, it was a good fight. We've had some really good fights. So the first 4 has been exciting.
I didn't see Zach going out. Didn't see him going out that quickly. I mean, to be honest with you, when I was looking at this fight beforehand, having seen
Ladies and gentlemen,
Michel
your referee
fight
Tim
Ethan Ray,
Francis called the stop
I
of
was
this
calling
fight.
the distance.
2 minutes, 26 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by technical submission due to arm triangle, Edward Michel.